I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, you don't even know me yet. Some of the situations that you guys get yourselves into just cracks me up. This one's going to be a hoot. So I get this email, and this guy says, "Hey Corey, I wanted to ask your opinion on a relationship that I started recently. I met a woman last time I was in Morocco, which is a conservative Muslim country, by the way. We hooked up and spent about a week together before I had to leave to continue my journey around Europe. After the first night together, she started saying, 'I love you,' and for me, that seemed like a red flag. You got to learn to trust that fucking little voice." He says, because, and the other thing is that a lot of the women that I know and I'm friends with, and we say I love you all the time to each other, and it's not really a big deal, but in this particular case, it's a woman you're sleeping with, and she starts saying that after a couple of nights, yeah, you definitely should be suspicious of it, because that's needy behavior. He says, because I was thinking you don't even know me yet, but as she was a very beautiful girl, I went along with it and kept seeing her. After that, 3 days in, she was already very, very jealous of other women I knew and seemed a bit obsessive, calling me all the time and wanting to know what I was doing, etc. He says, I had to leave the country after a week, and originally I told her that I would be back again in a couple of months and that we'd see each other then. But she started calling me all the time and telling me that she needed me, that she was ill, etc. And so foolishly, perhaps, I booked a flight to come back earlier after 1 month. A man does what he must in spite of the consequences. JFK said that. If you got stuff, things you're supposed to be doing, work you're supposed to be taking care of, you need to continue taking care of that shit, not just throw all that stuff by the wayside because a girl starts telling you that you've only spent a few days with, that she needs you and all that stuff. I mean, you should pay attention to that. Men who perceive themselves as a catch and who are successful with women don't fall for that kind of crap. He says, when I got back, I found out that the reason she was ill, back and stomach pains, etc., was that she was 7 months pregnant. Dude. Actually, I joked with her before when she seemed to have an inflated belly. Well, what are we going to call it? But I never imagined she would actually be pregnant and not know about it. I know it's not mine, as we'd only met the first time 1 month before. Well, that's a relief. I asked about the father, and she said she had no idea who he could be. Dude, think about that. It's like, are you practicing safe sex with this woman, or are you just randomly running around and not wearing your raincoat? It's not smart, dude. Because she doesn't even know who the father is. Like, how many guys has she fucking slept with? He says, so now the situation is that I have rented an apartment for 1 month. You can't sleep with a girl here in a hotel if you're not married, and to rent an apartment per day is very expensive. You shouldn't be doing that kind of shit in a Muslim country, dude. He says, and now she is treating me as if I was her husband. Well, you're going along with it. He says, she already has 1 kid that is now 2 years old, and I accepted that and thought that we could still manage to travel together. But now I find that I have gone from being single and free to having to stay here and pay the cost of a family of 4 almost overnight. I would like to tell her that this is not what I'm looking for and that I want to be with someone I can travel with, and I'm not ready to settle down and have a family, especially here. But another problem is the fact that her family doesn't support her. She doesn't know how she will pay for the hospital to have her baby or for all of the things the baby needs. And her father, who also has 4 wives, seems like a fairly dangerous and unpleasant guy that might try to hurt either of us, and certainly won't accept her having a baby with an unknown father. Well, I mean, obviously she did it the first time around and he hasn't disowned her yet. It's not your fucking problem, dude. He says, the way I feel is that I'm trapped in a situation that I don't want to be in. I don't want to have a family, and it's not your family, by the way. I don't want someone to be dependent on me, and I'd really like to be with someone that actually knows me and understands who I am rather than just says they love me without really knowing me. Obviously, it sounds like she's manipulating you. She probably likes to be with you, but also she's using her situation to try to get you to feel sorry for her so you'll stick around. You're totally allowing yourself to get manipulated and you become pussy whipped. He said, although she is sweet and has a lot of good points, she's not the kind of person I could see myself spending my life with. I do want to help her, I just don't want to throw my whole life away in the process because this really isn't the kind of life I want to lead. You think? It seems ironic that rather than trying to get into a relationship with a beautiful woman, I'm now thinking about how to get out of one. You did it to yourself, dude. You got to grow a set of balls and learn to stand up for yourself as a man and not compromise your values, because it's not fair to you and it's not fair to her for you to bullshit her and yourself into going along with this little circus. Any advice on how to go forward from here would be really appreciated. You seem like the best person to ask. Well, if I were you, I'd be booking the first fucking plane flight out of there. And to be a nice guy, you've already paid for that place for the next month, right? So just say, hey, I've got to go on business, and I gotta work because it's the only way I can earn money. So, maybe this way I can come back in a month or so, but I've already rented this place for a month, and you're more than welcome to stay here and hang out and figure out your situation, and we can talk, whatever, but I gotta go. I gotta run my business. Otherwise, I'm gonna run out of money. I'm gonna be broke as a joke. And that's not good for me, and it's obviously not a good situation for you either, for me to lose my job or my income. So book a plane ticket and continue on in your merry little way in your travels, and look at it as lesson learned. And just be honest with this girl. Just say, you're awesome and everything, but I can't. I'm not at a place where I can stay here and have a family with you because I got shit I got to take care of. I got to go on the road. It's how I earn my money. So hop in the next plane out of there, let her stay at that place, and say, I'll be back in a month or so when I can get back and we can hang out. But you're more than welcome to stay at this place, but I gotta go, and that's what you got to do. And if you have any inkling that her father may confront you or get involved in this situation, then maybe you should just book a fucking plane ticket, pack your shit when she's out during the day, and fucking take off. And leave her a nice little note, or just call her later. Just said, hey, I had to run, unexpected business trip. I'll call you when I get there. And just leave it at that, and then you can tell her over the phone. So, you got to think about your personal safety here, dude. And you got to be fucking smart about this stuff and not be so stupid to get yourself in a situation like this in the future. And you got yourself into this situation because you were not listening to your heart and you were not trusting your intuition. And so you should always fucking listen to that, because your feelings are your truth. It's how the divine speaks to all of us, is through our hearts. So that's something to think about. So if you have a question you want to ask me, or there's a topic you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen, send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max detailing your questions, your situation, your challenges, and you just got to give me several days to get back to you with a response, because I get a lot of email from the internet, and I also get a lot of it from my paying phone coaching customers. But be patient, and I will get back to you. And if you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session. And you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which is going to be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box will be another box that has a link that will take you to the Amazon Kindle download page for my book. Once you get there, on the right-hand side will be another button. Click that button, and it will open up a window, because you don't have to have a Kindle device to read my book. The window that it opens up will have a Kindle e-reader app for your Android smartphone, your Android tablet, your iPad, your iPhone, your Mac, your PC, whatever electronic device you want to read my book on. They've already got a free Kindle e-reader app you can download. It takes a matter of seconds. Once it's downloaded and installed, it only takes a few more seconds to complete the purchase of my book and then install it, and you'll be reading it literally in a matter of minutes. And I will talk to you next time.